Well, first it meant that we got some publicity in Sweden, of course, and then the most important part, I think, is that the film is going to be screened for the members of the parliament during the October month, well, I think that was maybe one of the main goals of the film, that it should be a political film, and well, we couldn't wish for more, actually. Yeah. Well, I think that I heard someone speaking about this during the press conference, and I can't identify with the proudness of being a Swede or the proudness of being belonging to Europe in that way, actually. But because I think that nationalism, in a way, is what is undermining the right-wing extreme parties. That you should be proud of being a Swede, and in a way you should put yourself a little bit above other people by this prideness. But I think that the one thing that I really like about the part of the Cinema Europa idea and the media desk idea of funding films in Europe is that it creates the possibility to wider the spectra of cinema. You can make cinema that looks in very many different ways, and not only in a narrow middle. So in that case, I think it's very important that there are different countries in Europe that have the possibility to express themselves in their own way, in their own language, because it widens the spectra of the expression. I'm not sure that I thought of a political message in the beginning when I started of the film, because the starting point of the film was that I was interested in the image of 5 black boys robbing 3 white boys. Why is this image controversial? Why am I provoked of this image? So the whole project started with a problem, that I got a problem with this image, and I had to ask myself, why do I have a problem with this image? And in a way, the film is made to make other people have a problem with the same image. Because I think that this image is provoking because there is an unbalance between white and black people. If there were no unbalance between white and black people, if black people weren't poorer than white people are, then this image wouldn't provoke me. So as long as there is an unbalance, this image will be provoking. And one way of meeting the provoked feeling is to just avoid it and go somewhere else and don't look in that direction. And then I think that is a way to keep the fundamental problem as it is. That is a way to don't have to deal with your own feeling of guilt. The reason that it makes us more easy to live with that kind of situation. We can live with that unbalance if we don't have to take that provocation and look at ourselves in that provocation. Well, I think the answers are in such a high level of economical level. So one thing that I think is a quite concrete problem with this question, if I look at Göteborg, is that Göteborg is a very divorced town. So the people that had to deal with immigration in Göteborg are the poorest and the people with lowest education. They are the only one that has had to take the consequences of immigration, because there are some consequences. When people have tragical situations in their background, they have to deal with those even in the present. And so the people of Sweden, the one that had to deal with the bad sides of immigration were the poor people, and the one that had lower in education. Those from the middle class or the upper class, they didn't even have to take in this problem. And so if you look at Göteborg, it's very divorced. I mean, the rich people live in this part of the town, and the poor people and the immigrants live in that part of the town. and as long as it's like that, then we can also create images about each other. So we will be afraid of the others who live in the other part of the town, and because we don't have them in our stairway. And so I mean, the divorced towns of Europe, I think that's one of the problems, and I don't know how to solve that situation, because it has to it ends up that we who have to give something to those who don't have. I think for me it's a